welcome
anymore.
to to session 5, episode 5. In episode 4, you guys had a chat with Silo in the throne room. Uh, episode 4, chat with Silo in the throne room about what happened uh, with Lira when you had gone out on your first little outing for your mission. Um, Afterwards, people started to separate and go their own ways for some downtime while Silo is figuring out a collection of people that you can pick from to replace Lyra. Um, and Graham had a bit of a chat with Caspar before heading off to go have some drinks. Um, Yahli and I can't remember anyone's names right now.
Nadia?
Yahli and Nadia uh, went off together because they were heading in the same direction, and then it turns out that Nadia is renting a room in the inn that Yahli's family runs. Um,
And they're not roommates.
and they're not roommates at all. um, After some conversations between Yahli and her family, she went upstairs to find that Caspar had come and joined Graham having drinks alongside Nadia. Uh, and eventually they kind of all gathered together, chatted a bit, uh, and right at the end of episode 4, as Yahli was moving to return to the table of her companions with some snacks, Kessa walked in the front door. And that is exactly where we will be picking up, with a somewhat drunk Graham in the corner, a cheerful Nadia beside him, Caspar fairly buzzed and a little tipsy at the bar, and Yahli stopped dead in her tracks as she and Kessa stare at each other. Yahli, how are you feeling?
Yeah, pretty awful. I think this is one of those things where it's not necessarily a it's not a fear, but it's more of one of those panic moments where you're like, I was preparing for this 3 days from now, and it's happening right now, and I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. So I think it's kind of like a rare moment of paralysis. I think Yali, being such a fighter and being such a mover, would, in any other situation, go and hit something, and this is not one of those situations. Um, so yeah, she's stuck in a little bit of paralysis, and she doesn't really know how to feel about it. Was not quite ready for this to happen yet. I wasn't ready for this to happen yet, and here we are.
Yeah. Um, you can see that Kessa is also in a bit of a state of, I wasn't expecting to be doing this soon. Um, but she sort of takes a breath and pulls on a small smile and gives you a nod. Yali?
And as that happens, being horrible with words and even worse with body language, I think that's a moment where Yali's going to tense up even further, and with these snacks she has in her hand, she's going to very accidentally squeeze the shit out of them to the point where they're popping and exploding everywhere. Um, yeah, which just, what a lovely layer of embarrassment to put right on top of that.
Yeah. As Kessa addresses you, your grip on those snacks tightens and it just kind of gets all over your chest end on the floor, and Kessa looks a little shocked for a second, and then begins chuckling and quickly covers her mouth and like forces herself to stay calm.
Yeah.
As smooth as ever, Yahli. And she heads to the bar.
Yeah, and Yali's going to, in the moment of realizing maybe the last bag has popped, going to frantically start scooping these snacks up and trying to just put them anywhere that isn't the floor. Because if you don't know what to do, you might as well look busy. And so she's just gonna start scooping and scooping and scooping and trying to like put them on the stool and put them on the bar. Kind of look around and hope that no one's noticed, even though everyone most certainly has.
Definitely, absolutely. Love it. Yeah, you busy yourself cleaning up the spilled food as Kessa approaches your uncle uh, at the bar and begins like having a conversation about the job that they'd hired her to do. Um, and she sort of like pulls a big bag off her back and sort of lays it on the countertop and pulls out a few different fabrics and begins just showing them to your uncle. Caspar and Yahli, uh, this interaction has happened. Graham and Nadia are both still in the corner at their table. Um, you two have just had your uh-huh stop. I get
Just thought
that
that
it's the
needed to be
holiday season,
realized.
but chill.
I'm feeling jolly.
I bet you are.
Or should I say I'm feeling yolly?
I hate you so much right now. I'm feeling yoli. I wish I fucking thought of that. Someone put that on a Christmas card. That's good. That's good.
Sorry, go on. That was
Sorry, yeah. No,
that's
you
all I
go.
could
Cool.
think about. I heard sack and she was coming in and she was evoking
Yeah. And
emotion.
it's not what I thought
But
when I heard sack.
So you two also in the last episode had a small interaction where you kind of made amends, despite your uh, disagreements. Um, with this awkward interaction kind of out of the way, what would the two of you like to do?
Yeah. Yali's very much like, help me pick this shit up. Help me do some magic or something. Like put it all together, put it back together.
and with the prompt of do magic, I will cast Prestidigitation.
Okay, good.
I'll clean the floor, clean her chest, like her chest piece, and and Caspar will say, "Well, I can clean the situation, but we can't. I can't restore the snacks. We will have to. I will retrieve new ones."
No, you don't even know where the snacks are in the house. It's fine. I'll go downstairs and get new ones. Just fix it. Just fix it.
And he will prestidigitation it all, and it'll be clean.
Yeah,
I will
you
clean
you prestidigitate uh all of the
all
bits
over.
away. Um, Yali, you kind of shuffle your way off downstairs to get more snacks. Um, uh, go ahead and give me a perception check as you head down the stairs.
Sure thing. Perception. Perception. Wow, that is horrible. What the fuck? Can you tell we haven't played in a week? Where's my perception +3? So I'm at a 7.
Okay, yeah. You shuffle your way downstairs, kind of like keeping yourself ducking out of the way. You head down, where you see your other two uncles, as they are kind of like Kay, has just finished his shift at the bar and is exhausted. And Rook, being the very sort of like caring, gentle soul that he is, has just kind of forced Kay to sit on the couch and then laid his head in his lap and is playing with Kay's hair. And Rook kind of looks over as you come down and is like, "You're back a lot sooner than I thought you'd be."
Yeah, I just thought I made best with some of the snacks, and I gotta get some new ones really quick for because we're gonna run out otherwise. So
You know where to find them?
yeah, I think so.
You're right.
Yeah,
Roll a
it's
sneak
just
check.
when you fuck. Oh shit. Oh, ooh. 15.
15? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't smile like that. It makes me really, really nervous. You look devious.
Yeah, you get a 15 on this deception check as you're trying to tell this man who has raised you for the last like 12 years of your life, as you try and lie to his face, and halfway through you being like, "No, I'm fine, it's all good, nothing's wrong," you can already see the disbelief just dripping from his features.
Okay, as I walked in, I freaked out and I popped a bunch of snacks, and now they're all over the floor. And then I had my friend, well, friend, kind of clean it up with his magic shit, and now I'm downstairs and I'm gonna really, really slowly pick up snacks and very, very slowly move back upstairs because I'm a little bit embarrassed.
Embarrassed because you spilled the snacks, or
Uh, Mostly because I just kind of stood there. But yeah, and then I popped snacks and they went everywhere. So
so I'll take a guess and say Cass is here then.
yeah, she's upstairs.
Right? Well, I can't encourage you running away and hiding, but
Yeah,
take your time down here if you need.
sure. Thanks. Yeah, she's gonna scurry off to wherever the snacks are. Yahli knows where they are. I have no idea. But she's gonna go pick some up and just kind of like stand there and breathe for a second.
Yeah, you go start slowly gathering the snacks as you take some deep breaths, try and center yourself again. Back upstairs, Caspar, you're very quickly done cleaning up and whatnot. Uh, Magic makes it so easy. Um,
hmm
what are you getting up to?
I don't think I saw Yali's reaction to Kess. Or was it
I mean,
frankly obvious?
I would say
I feel like
pretty obvious. They were staring each other down very directly,
Mm.
and it was very, very close to where you were at. So
Yeah, and I popped some snacks like confetti, so I feel like that was pretty
Yeah.
loud.
I think Casper's gonna try and get a read on this Kessa. Not that he knows her name, but that's who he's gonna try and get a
Okay.
read on her. He's
okay.
not gonna say anything,
What
but
do you mean by try and get a read?
I want to see. Well, he's gonna look and try and see like who she's talking to. Obviously, the uncle, but he doesn't know that, right? He's gonna try and get a read on what possibly she has a past of here, because he already kind of has gathered that Yahli works here and has lived here before. So he's gonna try and understand from afar what her vibe is, what she's doing here.
Okay.
I don't know if that was
Go
adequate.
ahead and you can roll insight at disadvantage from just watching,
I will take it.
or
Take it.
you can try and eavesdrop, and if you successfully do so, you can roll insight flat.
That'd be high risk.
Take your high risk. It's not like you're gonna die. You'll just be embarrassed.
Hold on.
If you cast a spell right now, good lord.
So Casper is gonna take a few steps back from the bar area.
Oh,
And I kind of want to blend into the crowd a little bit, just a little bit out of view of the bar. Casper is going to place his hand on his chest, and he's going to cast invisibility.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, I want to eavesdrop on these people.
that was smart as shit.
Yeah, great. You. Sorry. Run me
Here's
through
your
that
two
again.
options, and then you find a
hold
third
up.
one.
Hold up. Run me through
Okay.
exactly
So-
what you're doing again, because you're in the middle of the bar, right?
Okay. So I want.
There's like
I'm
there's,
assuming
like,
I was at the
bar,
bar
the actual bar
counter
here
area.
with
Yeah.
the uncle and Kessa talking, and then this entire section of the room is full of tables that have people at them. Where are you?
I was assuming I'm like, okay, so assuming they're here, right?
Mhm.
Right, they're here.
Yeah.
Yahli was like, and I'm like here, right? We're like here.
Sure.
And then the people are here, right? So we're in between them
Yes.
and
Yeah.
the people. I want to go back into these people, blend into the group a little bit, snap vanish, and then go back. So that when I do eavesdrop, they won't see me, and then there's no person in the middle of the bar just vanishing.
Okay. You head back into like the tables, into the people that are in the bar having their drinks. And cast invisibility on yourself. Can you just roll me a d20 and tell me the result?
19.
19.
Good. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you walk back into the tables, kind of sit there for a second, and then cast invisibility on yourself. Some people around you kind of are like, "Oh, fucking magic? Okay, whatever." But no one makes a fuss. And then you make your way back to the bar. Go ahead and roll me a stealth check with advantage.
Oh my god. It's okay. I don't have 2 dice. I'm just gonna do it with the website.
So exciting because I want you to succeed. Did you not succeed?
8.
8 with advantage?
You just fucking with advantage, and he just fucking he just fucking
You begin quietly, like quietly sneaking your way over, and then the toe of your shoe catches on like a floorboard that's kind of warped up, and you fall and faceplant with a thud, and Kessa and Dom both eyes immediately on where you're at, knowing you're there without being able to see you. Dom sort of walks over and just with the like toe of his boot nudges you. You need something?
And as he nudges with his boot, Caspar rolls onto his back. The invisibility flickers off and he goes, "No, I'm quite all right. Thank you. I was a woman walked through here a few moments ago. Tiefling."
Yeah.
Okay. Well, do you mind if I go look for her?
Just let you wander around freely?
Well, that was what the spell was for.
Yeah, the unwelcome magic. Yeah. No.
Okay.
This is your one and only warning, alright? None of that sneaky magic shit in my bar, alright?
All right.
Good. Now get your sorry ass off my floor. And he goes back to the bar.
Should have made more points into my dexterity.
Or, done the 2 options that were given to you at the time. Instead of doing whatever the fuck.
I'm sorry that I wanted to use literal invisibility.
Fair. You know what? Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll abandon my plan.
Cool.
What happened to asking questions? You know what I
Tuck
mean?
my tail. I'm gonna tuck my tail in between my legs.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna take that defeat on the chin. Oh my god.
You get your sorry ass off the floor. Are you like heading back to your table, or are you going to like try and do something else?
Am I going to try and do something else? That's a good question.
It's a great fucking question. Wish we had an answer to that.
Yeah, it's phenomenal, huh? Just amazing, actually.
You want me to try and eavesdrop again?
No, I'm just saying, there's so many options here, dog. It's not just a bar, it's a inn. So you're in the bar section.
You can still try and get like an insight on this from afar. You can roll insight with disadvantage.
We're gonna do the insight with disadvantage. I'd prefer to do it from afar at this point. Yeah.
Real dog. I'm embarrassed for you. If it's any consolation.
It isn't.
Just so you know. Just wanted to let you know.
Yeah, 6. Fuck! Damn! My life! Like, damn.
Yeah. You
How the fuck do I get 8 with advantage?
from afar?
Luck of the
It's kind
cards,
of
you know what
hard
I
to
mean?
tell. You can see these two kind of chatting together with like very friendly smiles. They're like laughing and exchanging pleasantries as Kessa is showing off all of these different fabrics that she's brought in. Dom is looking quite pleased with some of the options. Both of them seem to be in like hold each other in good standing.
Okay. I'm demoralized.
Which is so funny in context of what's just happened that you're
Mhm.
demoralized right now.
Just fucking tapped out emotionally. So much embarrassment that I just can't handle it.
Sure.
I'll just go back. I'll just go back to drinking. That's
Okay.
the only option I
Yeah,
have.
you head back to the table.
I can never return here again after
The only
tonight.
true solution is to go back to drinking.
There is no other consolation other than downing another 3 mugs
Yeah,
and just black out.
you head back to your table, where Graham and Nadia are sitting. Graham lets out a bit of a chuckle, and sort of pulls your chair out for you again, and slides one of his drinks towards you, um, and like gives you a bit of a smile. Don't let it get to you too much. We all biff it sometimes.
Fuck you.
Good if you want to do. And he picks up his mug and starts drinking.
Okay, back to Yahli, right?
Perfect
Yeah,
setup.
back to Yahli.
Just the knowing what you knew last session. Perfect setup. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
That's how
back
you
to Yahli.
that's how you throw love.
Right.
Downstairs, in her home. Um, Yali, you've finally gathered all of the snacks. You've had some time to catch your breath. Um, Rook and Kay are still on the couch, sort of relaxing. Rook is sort of mumbling about his day, and Kay is humming along very passively. You want to head back upstairs?
Here's my thought. Hear me
Yeah.
out for a second. My thought is, I know that I've probably still got on me some stuff from our journey. And during our journey, our very traumatic journey, I picked up a couple of items that I probably want to drop. Not just because journey for now is over, but because for someone who feels very overwhelmed, having extra weight on them is even worse.
Yeah.
Somehow. So, all of that weird little journal that I picked up and the rune I picked up and the books in the library I picked up, I think I'll just, with maybe one arm around snacks and the rest kind of taking note of what I've got on me, I'm just gonna kind of quickly go to my room, open the door, and chuck the stuff on my bed and, note that nothing has changed. There's still clothes on the floor. It's still entirely messy. It's disorganized organization. Before I get myself ready to actually go back up the stairs.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Sure. These are shit ass rolls. We got a 9.
You can have advantage on this one because it's your room.
15.
15. As you enter, very kind of like passively thinking about things, just making sure that you're dropping off the things you don't want to take with you when you leave again. You do, out of kind of off to the side in your periphery, you do see on your little desk is a small brown paper package that's been tied up with some twine, that is just resting there with a little piece of paper on top.
Okay, we're gonna go over to it and read it, I guess.
Inspecting that paper, you see that it just reads your name with stars around it. Just Yahli with little stars.
That's telling. Can I denote the handwriting?
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Yeah, okay. I've got +0 on it. Oh, 18.
It's definitely from Kessa.
Yeah, okay. Let's open that up as fast as physically possible.
You open it up very, very quickly. And inside is a little rolled up piece of fabric that, when unrolled, shows several little like pockets in which are some rolls of some like spools of thread, a few different sized needles, and a few other like little sewing things, spare buttons and stuff like that. And a small note that just reads, "Heard that you've got a new job. Thought you might need some repairs when you got back." And it's signed K.
Sweet. I'm going to make the assumption that, based on prior episodes, I don't quite remember how to do this myself.
Nope.
Yeah. So I'm going to look at this and be like, what in the fuck am I meant to do with all of this?
Like you have a vague idea of how to sew, but you don't really remember any particularly large times where Kessa actually taught you how to do anything properly with a needle and thread.
Is this one of those moments where I know I've had a memory taken? Is there anything I'm looking at here where I'm like, I have a pull, like an internal pull where I'm like, I should know this? Or is that not there at all?
Go ahead and give me a wisdom check.
Fuck. Okay. 14.
14? You are looking at this, and you know Kessa pretty damn well. Despite your very awkward interactions as of late. And you know that if she thought for even a moment that you could not do this on your own, she wouldn't have given you this gift. She probably would have offered to let you come by her shop instead. So you must be missing something.
I must be missing something. And I know what's just happened, and I know where I'm at, and I know what's going on. The things I've obviously put down on my journey, I know, just for the sake of everybody else remembering, I know that my inventory is currently the journal that Lyra had in her room, a rune split from the tablet that is still intact, as well as kind of like a wrap that has like these almost like film-like instances on them, most of which I don't recognize, and one of which feels familiar, but I can't quite put my finger on it. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up that wrap and just have a look and see if anything rings a bell.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Okay. Investigation. 12. Got +0.
You are looking over this wrap. You're looking at all of these depictions of different scenes of what often are somewhat like intimate moments between people. Maybe it's a gathering around a table during what seems to be some sort of holiday celebration, or it could be a very simple exchange of words between two close friends. Uh, and as you're like running your hands over it and kind of unrolling it to look at all the different scenes, you notice that the like thread that is what has embroidered these scenes into the fabric is shimmering, not like metal catching light, but more like oil on water.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna run my finger over that section, or my thumb over the section.
What is your intent when running your thumb over this section?
I know this is a magical item of some sort, or I think it is because the person who had it was certainly a magical person. My thought is, if I run my finger over it, maybe it's going to feel a certain way or give me a certain feeling about it's shining. Like to Yahli, it's like this thing is shining. Things don't shine when they're on fabric. This looks weird. If I touch it, like I walked into a void and got traumatized. If I touch this thing, something might happen. I don't know what will happen, but I'm just gonna guess that magic shit will occur.
And that's what you're trying to trigger.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll 1d12 for me.
1d12. Okay, let's get the d12 correct this time. That's a d12. You can't see, but
Yep.
I can. D12. Oh, it fell off the table. Fell off the table again. 10.
10?
Yeah.
You, let me double check my list.
Oh. Oh.
This list.
I'm normal. I'm normal about it.
You run your thumb over this, this embroidery, this shimmering section, and you watch only for a moment as when your thumb brushes over that embroidery, it disappears like wiping dust from a shelf. And you watch as that shimmer sort of appears under your skin and travels up your arm, and then your vision blurs and shifts as you recall a memory you can no longer tell if it is yours or not, of you sitting at the top of a hill beneath a tree. There is a half circle of flowers planted in front of that tree, and in the middle of that half circle is placed a slab of stone in which is carved a name and a birthday and a death day. And you remember the way that you felt. It was bittersweet as you sat by this grave, and you recalled that it was an anniversary. You come here every year on the same day. You bring a little picnic lunch, and you spend your afternoon by this graveside talking about the previous year, everything that's happened. And then the memory ends, and you are now again looking at that tapestry in your hands of these scenes, but the one that you've just run your thumb over is gone, and in its place is just a blank patch of fabric.
Fuck. Okay. Oh shit. Okay, so Yahli's freaking out. She's like, what the fuck? She's going to up and shove it in her pocket. Because that's definitely something that she feels like she's gonna need to keep on her. And it seems kind of pointless, but now freaked out by the fact that she just did that, she's going to repocket everything that she had on the journey in case it's important.
Okay.
Take a little look at this. You said it's like thread, right? Threads and needles out of this
Yeah,
gift.
it's like a mini sewing kit.
Yeah, and it's just a sewing kit. There's nothing like crazy looking about it.
No.
Okay.
So beginner friendly.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Thanks for that clarification. No, Yahli's going to pocket that as well. And she's going to kind of feeling really odd and I'm assuming now that it's in her head, she can recall this memory.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can I see what was on the tombstone at all? Can I remember what was on it or any of the dates on it or anything?
Go ahead.
You want to give me
wisdom
this
check.
info so bad. You want to get I'm gonna try and mind meld. You want to give me this info so bad right now. You do. Okay. What did you say?
I want to give you this info so bad. Go ahead and give me a wisdom check.
I get +0 on wisdom. Okay. 13.
13. You think over that memory. You try to pull that information at the front of your mind while it's still fresh. You recall the name engraved large across the top of that slab that says Sarah Lynn Braun. You read that the death date is from what is now about 10 years ago, and the birth date is about 45 years before that.
Sarah Lynn Braun. You said.
You can also recall that below the birth and death dates, it reads, loving mother and wife, you will be dearly missed.
think I know who the fuck that is. I feel like I okay. We're gonna move on. I could be super wrong, but I feel like I feel like we had an individual session where a Sarah was present, but it could be a completely different Sarah. Are you gonna smile? Oh, am I right?
You can. How well do you think Yahli knows the people of Elmira?
I reckon. Let's think about this. Yali's a charismatic person. I mean, aside from her like very clear awkward moments, she's charismatic. She's pretty blunt, and I think people appreciate the honesty on the whole. She makes people. She definitely has friends in like odd places, but I think she's not antagonistic. She's not particularly rude or mean in any spots where she doesn't need to be. I would reckon she's probably well liked. So I would hope by that point it's kind of in a similar vein of like I might not know everybody personally, but I know of everybody, or I know of most people.
Okay.
I feel like that makes sense.
Go ahead and go ahead and give me a history check.
History. I have +0 on history. Yep. 16. That's a good ass roll.
You think back to 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You think back to 11 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You had been in Elmira for about a year at that point.
Okay. Okay.
You were still kind of settling in, still trying to find your place, still unsure exactly how to socialize with people. And as such, you did not have many friends. Not many people in the city knew who you were or were particularly fond of you. But there was one woman who, from the day that you arrived, was kind. And you recall that she had told you to call her Sarah. She ran a little bakery, and anytime she saw you outside, she would beckon you in and let you pick something from her little display of baked goods, and would just let you have it as a little treat, and then would let you run off. She did this with many of the kids in that district of the city. And you recall that this was something that happened very frequently. She was a very nice lady. She always asked you what you were up to, was always smiling, and always treated you very well. And you recall that she could often be found, if not in the bakery, then strolling around town with her arm hooked with that of her husband. And they seemed like a very happy, joyous couple. Edward was helping run some of the ongoings, helping run that district,
Mm-hmm.
and the two of them often talked about how they wish they had children, but would also, before they let the sadness of not having kids settle in, would remind themselves that, of course, they never would have had time to properly raise kids with how busy they were. And then you recall about 8 months later, when one day you came into the shop and saw Sarah not looking quite as bright as she usually did. She seemed pale, slower, weaker, and by the end of that year, she had died.
Okay. I know I had a memory stolen, but I know it was one memory. I would have had other memories of going to that gravestone if it were mine.
Yes.
And I don't.
No.
So this is not mine. This is probably his. The husband's. Which is fucked up because that means that this happened to him too. Oh fuck. Okay. Okay. This is somehow more freaky than the fact that Kess is here. Yahli is going to realize the severity of this is not necessarily far beyond her comprehension, but it's it's suddenly expanded her like view of how bad this really is so much. She's going to grab the snacks up and not necessarily book it upstairs so she can have this conversation in a bar, but get up there so she can throw the snacks down and kind of like, at the very least, grab Caspar and be like, this is what I know. I'm kind of freaked out. You're a magic guy. Tell me what's going on.
Cool. In that case, we're going to cut back to Caspar. Caspar, what have you been up to during this time? You're drinking with Grayham again, aren't you?
I have been drinking, yes.
Great.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, Grayham has handed you another drink and has like continued to get some of the people working in the bar to bring some more drinks. What have you been doing other than drinking? Have you been chatting at all?
He's been quiet for a little bit.
Okay.
The embarrassment of being caught has not yet simmered after all this time. And he's a little bitter from that.
Fair.
But yeah.
Um,
So, yeah.
Graham's sort of got his attention fixed on you. He keeps like occasionally saying some things, not really like forcing you to be more present in the conversation or forcing you to talk at all, but just not letting you get too in your head. And so he's kind of very focused on you. At some point, because of that, Nadia has gotten up and walked off. And you and Graham have now been alone for about 10-ish, 15-ish minutes. And it doesn't seem like anyone's rejoining your table anytime soon.
Fuck up, Ruby. Okay.
That's
I gotta
gay as
get into
fuck.
Casper's mindset. Okay.
Hope you've
Also,
reflected.
since you're drinking, please go ahead and give me 2 Constitution saving throws.
Love it.
Ooh.
I believe both are at
All right,
disadvantage due to last episode's drinking.
Number 1, 13. Number 2, 17.
Okay.
Can I just, before you move on, can we hear background noise or no?
I can't
A little
hear shit.
bit. I hear murmurs.
Okay.
But it's not everyone. It's only every once in a while.
You are definitely a bit more drunk now especially since Graham has just kind of kept supplying you with alcohol whenever your mug has run dry.
Ugh.
And at some point in all of this, he has kind of just fallen quiet, no longer really able to like think of much to say. The conversation's very one-sided, and he's not creative enough to go on longer than the 15-ish minutes that he's been trying to do it alone.
Let's not let two socially inept people try and handle a conversation together, is our conclusion.
So you two are now sitting in silence. Drinking in silence.
Drinking in silence. Oh, fucking Nadia leaves, of course. Oh, man.
Love to see a slow burn.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Caspar's mind has been distracted mostly by the knowledge of losing his memories, and considering how formative those memories were to him, it right now, even now, as inebriated as he is, it does feel like there is a massive hole where he should be, and he is just walking around without it. So for him to be like merry and like drinking and talking maybe wasn't the best idea to do first thing he gets back into Elmira to do. Um, but he did it anyway. So realizing that the conversation is slowed to a halt, realizing that the drinks are getting to him, he is going to push his mug away. And he'll say, I think I will be retiring away now. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, sure thing. I'll catch up with you some other time.
Right.
If you need anything, I've got a room here at the end of the hall. And
If you need
he
anything from
also sort
me.
of just pushes the remaining of his drink away and stands and begins to make his way down the hall.
Caspar will let him go.
Yahli, it's at this point that you make your way upstairs and you see Caspar still kind of in the corner by himself.
Great. Yeah, we're all just at Camp Yahli right now. We've all decided to just get a room for some reason. Anyway, is Kessa still upstairs, or did she move downstairs and we missed each other?
Kessa is upstairs, but now at the like most inside part of the like bar top, rather than the one closest to the door, as she's just sort of tucked herself up against the wall and is now working on the new drapes.
Okay. Hear me out. This is gonna sound insane. Yahli's going to go and grab Caspar. Literally go over to him and grab him like his robes like at his shoulder, like here.
Yeah.
And she's going to like drag him up and be like, I need you to go downstairs with me right now. Don't ask questions. We gotta go downstairs. I gotta show you this thing. I gotta tell you this thing. We're gonna go to my room, and because we just in private. Trust me. And she's gonna grab him and she's gonna start dragging him towards Kessa.
What, huh?
Shut up. Just come with me.
What? I don't understand. What? Hold
Shut
on.
up. Just come with. It's about the memory thing, okay?
Oh,
It's about the memory
okay.
thing.
Right.
Just follow me, please. And she's gonna
Okay.
bring him over to Kessa, and she's going to stand over her for a second, debating it, because she knows it's a good idea. She knows Kessa's a magical person, and to Yahli, it's like magical person, and this is something that is sewn, or at least embroidered. Maybe there's something, and she's also going to deliberate. This is a kingdom mission and not a public mission, and I get that, but I trust her, and yeah, this is a really, really bad time to be asking for help. And as this is going on, obviously she's entirely silent and being very stupid.
Okay, how long do you think that takes? This
I think
debate.
that's going to be like, I think it's literally she drags Caspar over and she goes to open her mouth and she stands there for like a good 10 seconds. Just like,
Yeah, before you can like finish formulating your thoughts, Kessa kind of stops in her work and turns over her shoulder and looks at you. Hi, do you can I do something for you?
downstairs. You come with to my room. Like now.
What?
I'm
With
What?
Caspar. With Caspar. With Caspar. Caspar's.
What?
This is
What?
Caspar. This Caspar's on the job that and I need you guys to come with me downstairs.
What is downstairs?
Just trust me, guys. It's really important. I look. This is awkward, I know. And Caspar, you just have to trust me. But I know that we should be talking about something else, but this is really important. And I know I don't say that a lot. This is important. It's really important. I just need your help with something.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
Please.
Sure.
Oh, thank God. Okay, Yali's going to kind of like, as not rough as she can, kind of get a hold of the both of them in some way or another and just start like pulling them downstairs.
Kessa very actively avoids your touch, but does
Fine.
stand and sort of move her on her own.
Great. Yeah, we'll move downstairs. I don't know if we pass the like quote unquote living room before we get to my room.
No. So the
Okay,
layout
great.
of your house would be stairs, a hall with doors that are different rooms, including your bedroom and your uncle's
Great.
bedroom. And then you, at the end of that hall, it opens into a big space where you have like living room, kitchen area, dining room, and like a little storage corner where you've got some like also training stuff.
Okay, we're gonna go straight to my room.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to have them go in and I'm going to close the door and I'm going to take a really deep breath and start explaining. Okay, we're on a mission. Not now. We're at home now, but we were on a mission, and on the mission, we had another party member that Caspar killed, but that's besides the point. And it was kind of fair, but besides that, she like did this thing, and she like she took a memory, and I don't know what she took, but I opened that, which is very nice of you, by the way. And I looked at it, and I don't know what to do with it. And I feel like if I didn't know that you would have already told me, or maybe that you would at least invite me, but maybe you wouldn't, because I just feel like I should know what that means. And then I have this thing, and she like pulls
Slow
out
down.
the wrap, and it's like the woman that Caspar killed. She like took the thing and I went and looked in her room, and she had she had this thing, and it has like things on it, and it's
Kessa
shiny.
reaches out and takes your hands and holds them still, and like stares you dead in the eyes. Slow down.
Okay,
Deep breaths.
there was this party member that we had. I think she worked for the kingdom, and she was like a memory person, and she took mine and Casper's memories, not all of them, but one from each, and I may or may not have gone into her room after she died and taken some of her stuff. And I did it because I thought that it would be important, and I think it is. Because one of the things I got was this, and she shows them this like wrapping with like the stuff on it, and she's like, look, and I you see it's shiny, and I put my finger on it, and I got this thing that I don't, it's a memory, and I don't think it's mine, and that over there that you left me, I feel like you would have at least taught me how to use it, and I don't know what it means or how to use it, or I mean I know how to use, I know what it is, but I don't know how to use it. Anyway, Casper's a mage, and he was affected, and you you're magic, and you sew. So maybe you would know what's going on.
You don't remember how to use the sewing kit?
I've never used one before.
Okay. Good to know. This tapestry thing.
Yeah. She's like holding it. It's like no ideas.
I want to roll Arcana.
Go for it.
See if there's
With
anything
disadvantage.
I can gather. Yeah, I figured.
With disadvantage. That's rough.
Okay, 22.
No way.
Double 17s.
That's
Double 17s.
Let's go.
In a moment of clarity in my drunken stupor.
Oh my god.
Caspar, you know that like memories are, that everything has an energy, has some connection to the arcane fuel that feeds the planet and keeps everything alive and running and makes existence exist. And that includes memories. And with that, you know that when you, like, take a memory, it has to go somewhere. Like, it has to exist in a confined space. And if it's not confined in the mind, it needs to be confined somewhere else. This tapestry that Yahli is now holding is what you recognize as essentially a hard drive for memories. This fabric that the tapestry is like made of is built from the same core arcane material that the mind is. Not the physical brain, but the mind.
I get the conscious, the psyche. I get it. Okay.
I'm confused.
Okay.
Go ahead, and if you would be so kind, what role do I want from you?
I got fully stressed explaining that. Like legitimately stressed.
I might just have to regurgitate this information for Yahli and Kessa too, though. In Caspar's words.
Gosh.
Go
My thought here was
ahead.
like,
give me like you can go ahead and give me an investigation check. Also at disadvantage.
Just
nice.
I'm glad that it's a +5.
Oh no.
Wallahi, I'm cooked. Okay.
Jesus, would you roll? No, don't say not one. Okay,
That's a 7.
that's still bad.
Oh, fuck. Why'd I have to drink? Oh!
Yeah, Caspar, you regurgitate all of this knowledge that essentially what Yahli is holding is a material consciousness that has been built blank and filled with memories from elsewhere as a sort of way to store them, to keep them away from any other places where a memory might be able to exist, which is typically only in a mind.
I want to do something.
Go ahead.
Before you do it, can I ask a question?
Yes.
Clarifying question, because I know I built the character, but I don't know. Obviously, Casa is magical. I'm assuming of the healer type.
Yes.
Right. Okay. I just wanted to clarify because in my head that makes sense. Healer, memory's gone. There's at least like a memory wound. Okay. Locked in. Thank you.
Okay. So, things I want to do.
Mhm.
So, first, Caspar is going to try and sober up a little bit. And he's going to take a deep breath in. Okay. So, we are looking at storage for memories.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, it's
Did
a bunch of
you
memories on a sheet.
remember anything touching it, holding it, having it that wasn't familiar to you?
Well, you see this, and she holds it up, and there's like, I'm assuming it's still shimmery. One of the something on it is still shimmery. So it was shiny, and I guess stupidly ran my thumb over it, kind of thinking that it was mine, and that I would get it back, and I uh I got a memory of Caspar. You probably don't know her. Sarah Lynn Braun, her tomb. As if I visited it on her anniversary, her death anniversary every year, and I was telling her about my year, but it wasn't me. I've never done that, and I don't think I have. I think it was,
Edwin.
she didn't have kids. Yeah, I think it was his memory.
He used to visit every year.
And he doesn't anymore.
Casper will extend his hand. He won't take it outright, but he does want to hold this.
Yahli's gonna
own
pull it
hand.
away a little bit and be like, if you touch it, you might pick up someone's memory. You don't know. I think
I am
she's very
prepared.
like nervous that he's going to like rip a memory that isn't his,
Mhm.
especially if it's hers.
Yahli.
Edwin moved out of the city about 5 years ago.
Fuck. 5 years ago. That and we don't. Okay. So either Lyra took the memory 5 years ago, which is a very long time, or she found him somewhere along her way before she arrived here recently and took it. And we don't know because she's dead. Uh, um,
Lyra's
Can
dead?
I see this item?
what?
What happened to Lyra?
I said she died. Caspar killed her. Reasonably.
I'm sorry. Reasonably killed Lyra, the
Hold
head
on, hold on, hold on.
mage, for our
Yes, hold
king?
on. We walked into her room and it was complete void, and and she was chanting these things and had a circle spinning around her, and we walked in and she took a memory, and when we came to and she came to, she was kind of insane, possessed. We tried to tie her up and get her to speak, and she kind of just told me my entire future and that I was going to die alone, and said some pretty other mean things. And then Caspar shocking grasped her and killed her. Well, she didn't explode like with blood. She kind of like disintegrated, but like through the ceiling, and there was like black stuff everywhere.
Okay, that's a conversation for a different time. Different problem for a different time.
You can't tell
this
anybody about this.
tapestry is just a bunch of memories, and Lyra made it, and she had Edwin's memory?
And on here is probably mine and Caspar's too. And I guess whoever else these other people are. Yeah. I mean, I
Yahli,
guess if she was the head court mage here, then maybe she's been just siphoning memories from literally everybody for forever.
I need to see the tapestry. I know you're reluctant, but I have a theory that I need to test.
Yeah, well, last time you tested a theory, you killed someone. So you want to maybe at least tell me what the theory is? Look, I know we made up about it, but
So, I know, listen, okay. How much do either of you know of magic? I know you're aware of magic, but I'm unaware of what school you
Mostly clerical.
practice. Clerical magic.
I hit
Okay.
things, Caspar. I don't know anything about magic.
What we're so oh, hold on.
Kessa reaches into a little pouch on her hip and pulls out like a little crystal and just quickly holds it up to your face, crushes it, and your drunkenness goes away, but you have a killer headache. It's not the best solution, but at least you can think clearly.
Right.
What did you just do to him?
It just sobers him up.
Right. So
It's just something I developed for myself to get over parties.
Parties?
Different conversation for a different time.
back on
Caspar?
topic. Right.
Right.
So, magic. Everything, especially living, has magic running through it, including memories. Think of your mind, your consciousness, and think of it like a hub, a large container for your memories. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Lyra plucked one of those memories. It wasn't a violent act, but yet a thievery. Not a thievery in the way that we originally believed it to be, but more in a. Say you, Yahli, are a memory, and that your friend here is you. The memory and her were linked, and he'll kind of like guide Yahli towards him, stole the memory. That's how the spell, to my knowledge, worked. So, she didn't store it herself, but yet on the tapestry. So, if she stole the memory and put it on the tapestry, then the tapestry will have our memory and we can retrieve it back with magic.
But so and if it was,
However,
let's say, a memory I had with Kessa, for example, she would keep the memory and I wouldn't. Because you said they're
so
linked, right?
your memory is linked with yourself.
Oh, you mean like
Or the example you were okay.
in my head,
Trace
not
back.
actually with.
Trace back. Trace
It's
back.
kind of like ink bleeding. You write on one page and then bleed the ink through onto another page. So all the writing that was from the first page is on the page behind it, but rather than leaving some ink behind on the first page, it becomes blank.
That's a perfect example, actually. It's brilliant.
Okay,
Yes.
so how do
So,
we get it back?
hence the theory, and I know you're not going to be amicable with it, but I
Okay.
will have to go through each memory, and then when I find the memory that belongs to either of us, I will have to use magic to shoot it back into you.
Are you
That
planning
doesn't
on
sound
taking every memory from this tapestry and putting it in your own head, and then somehow transferring it from yourself to Yahli when you find her memory?
Dude, this is a huge, like, this probably has thousands of memories on it. How the fuck your brain isn't big enough for that.
There's
Acting on the
probably a
theory
reason that
that
Lira put all of these on an external consciousness and not in her own head.
where exactly was Edmund, you said?
Edward.
His memory. Edward. Sorry. Another name familiar to me. Where did you say his memory was?
Well, it's in my head now.
No, on the tapestry.
It was here. You see where and she shows him. There's like the
There's a
shiny bit,
there's
and then
some
it's just
like
blank.
scenes that are scribed out, and then there's a blank patch.
You see where it's blank? It was shiny, and I just rubbed my thumb over it, and it hurt really bad, and went in my head, and now it's
Yep.
gone. So I think it just kind of jumped.
I need you to unveil as much of the tapestry out as we can.
Hold on, Caspar.
And
Look, I asked for kind of more advice rather than a solution right now. Aren't there people that know way more than you about this stuff?
I asked the expert of the kingdom on how to restore my memory.
The expert of the kingdom was the woman you killed. So
Isn't I mean, Caspar, you were talking about Simon?
I am talking of Simon.
who's Simon?
Simon's kind of like I mean, I guess now Caspar's right to call him the best in the kingdom since Lyra's dead.
How do you know Simon?
Another conversation for another time.
Yahli, I'd advise to. Right.
It would probably be for the best that at the very least, Caspar, whatever you're wanting to do, isn't done in Yahli's bedroom. Couldn't we take this to somewhere in the castle where I'm sure they've got like a proper like room that could contain the magic if anything went wrong?
Yeah, and so you're not rifling through a whole bunch of people's memories and then finger zapping it into my brain? Without at least supervision. It's a little invasive.
You're right, it's invasive. Let me think.
I didn't mean for the reunion to be this I don't mean to pull you into the thing that you didn't want anything to do with, but he's magic and you're magic, and I needed the.
It's fine, Yahli. We'll talk about what needs to be talked about
All
when
right.
it needs to be talked about.
Right, yeah.
Right. Okay. So, here's the idea. We will. Is there any other place other than the library that is capable of holding a extensive amount of information.
Yes.
Okay.
You know of what is generally referred to as the seer room. That is essentially just like, it was mostly, almost exclusively used by Lira and Simon. Where they would, when they wanted wanted to try and pull information that they did not have in the library, they would go into the seer room, they would make sure that it was sealed properly, and they would begin to use a large bowl in the center that had ink in it, that could pull out, could project in that ink images almost like holograms, or they could reach in and pull out scrolls that had new writing on them. But because it was kind of dangerous to be just pulling into the ether to search for random information, it's in a completely isolated room.
All right. We're gonna go see Simon again. I've already spoken to him once. He should be amicable
Okay.
to my request.
That's
So,
not suspicious
ominous.
or ominous at all.
Yeah, what?
it's
So
not
you're-
I swear to God, if you
suspicious
did
per
anything to
se.
that sweet, lovely little man, I will break you. And she opens the door and begins making her way upstairs to go off to the castle.
Wait. Okay. Yahli's gonna make sure she's got all of her things and roll this thing up really, really quickly. Shove it in her pocket and start going after Kessa. And kind of turns around to Caspar and is like, "Come on, let's go."
He's gonna follow.
Cool.
He
And
did indeed do something to that sweet boy, and it
that
was
sweet little man.
menace him.
And as we head out into the streets, I'm gonna move us into a bit of a break real quick.
Editor Rue here, sending a quick missive from the scriptorium. This concludes episode 5, part 1. But fear not, part 2 will be released next week on the 20th of December. Until then, though, keep your scrying orbs tuned for new clips and tidings. You can follow our party's adventures through the halls of TikTok, Instagram, BlueSky, or right here on YouTube. Safe travels on your quest, and may your next rest be a peaceful one. We'll see you next week.